Oh,
Oh, perfect. Excellent. We've got nobody in the actual chat at the moment, but hopefully going to be coming along as and when. They don't normally. It's us, isn't it? They don't normally expect us till about our past sort of.
You'll be able to hear them. You'll be able to watch.
Till about 8:30, 7:00, 8:30, something like that.
Well, I'm just sending the link.
Just waiting for everybody else to come on.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm going to wait for a few people to get on, and then what I'll do is I'll
5 people on now. Wow.
Oh, well, look at that. 5 as from nowhere. Hiya, Jamie. Hope you're doing well, brother. Miss you.
Oh, okay.
Jamie, I'll give you a call tomorrow if you're around.
So we've got 6 people in. Give us a shout. Give us a hi in the chat so that we know you're here and you can see us and hear us. Hiya, William. Hiya. Hope you're doing well.
Comments, aren't you? Or am I doing comments?
8 people in the chat, that'll do. Right, well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Simply Spooky. Now, this evening is going to be something a little bit different. It's going to be rather topical. But you can say something, Viv?
No, so I was just going to talk to Eric, so I'm just going to tell him I'm putting the link in.
Hi, Richard. Hi, Rita. I will ring because I'm at work. Okay, cool, no problem. Hi, Natasha. Yes, this evening we've got something a little bit different, and it's a little bit topical. It could go one way or the other. It's got Mr. Richard Case on, the Ghost Challenger. And the reason that he's on is because there's been a lot of to and throwing and arguing online. I don't know too much about it, to be honest, because I always keep that in the background, receiving background with it.
Here he is. Hi, Richard.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfectly, Richard. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's going to be feisty on both sides.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to say to everybody out there is if you've got a problem or you've got something to say, I know things are going to get heated, and I understand that. And I understand that there's a lot of anger out there and a lot of frustration, probably on both sides. And I just want to make sure that everybody is respectable or respectful to each other, because, you know, you're not going to get anywhere if you just scream and shout at each other. If you've got a point, then put it across succinctly, but put it across just in a decent manner, and that'll be great. Thank you ever so much.
Something's gone wrong with my posting in the chat. I'm posting as raps, so if you see that, guys, I do apologise. That is me.
Are you posting as raps? Oh, okay. Fair
enough. I don't know why that's happened. I do apologise, Richard. That wasn't meant to happen.
Okay, yeah.
Hiya, Sheena. Hiya, Roger.
Right.
Hiya, Beverly. Hiya, Jacqueline.
So, guys, we have our moderator, Eric, who is going to be in the chat. Please be kind to each other in the chat. No matter how feisty it's going to get, don't rile each other up, because Eric has been given instructions to just delete comments, because we don't need to see that sort of thing. Please use common sense. We are all grown-ups here, no matter what the situation. Just remember that, and it goes right across the board.
And we want to be fair, and we want to make sure that if anybody gets out of hand, irrespective, even if you're a friend of ours, you're going to get cut loose, because we don't really want that sort of behaviour on the channel, and we don't want that behaviour with other people. So let's keep it as nice as possible.
Richard, before we start, Nick Assa has asked Richard why. I think Richard should put his camera on. Richard, can you just explain to people why you're not putting your camera on, people?
The reason I'm not putting my camera on, I'm actually had some steroids done, so I've had a health issue, and at the moment I'm not prepared to show my face as it is at the moment, so that's why.
Fair enough.
Stephen, yes, of course you can.
Yeah.
Just click the link I've posted. I will repost it periodically. Come on the show. You can say what you like. You can have your conversation with Richard. That's why Richard's here. And it's about you guys. You know, Richard's agreed to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. So
we're not stopping freedom of speech. We just want it to be done in an eloquent way.
Yeah. So please, guys, if you want to come on, the link is here. I'll post it again for those that have missed it. Hopefully you'll see it there. Just
All
click on the link, come into the studio, and you are welcome to come in and put your comments and questions to Richard and to challenge him. Oop. Right, Richard, we have Stephen Daly. I'm going to add him.
Yep.
Stephen, welcome. How are you,
Hi,
Stephen?
Stephen.
Fine.
Good. Stephen, the floor is yours.
To be honest with you, I've sat for the past few days wondering whether to actually do this or not, but I went, fuck it.
Do it, Stephen. Do it. Say what you.
I'm going to shock a few people by agreeing with you with some things that you post. I do think the paranormal should be subjective and look into things a bit more from a sceptical point of view.
100%.
I do not agree with, obviously, you're being trolled by whatever. You're posting a lot about that. I don't agree with that. That's wrong. People, if
Sure.
have got an opinion, should say it to your face.
Sure.
Probably where I'm going to agree with you ends. I personally think this whole thing tonight is about you attention seeking. I think you're losing followers. You're losing followers. Barely anybody reacts to you, and I think you're after attention. And you know what? I'll bite.
That bit I think is stupid because I'm not. That bit I think is silly. No, there's no attention involved at all.
That's where we'll probably agree to disagree, but
Sure.
Probably not the only one. Now, obviously, you and me, at one point, you and me were friends. Or no, not friends, but we spoke.
Sure.
But obviously, people that don't know me will know I was part of a podcast before. Now, obviously, I was privy to some inside information. And Richard, I think you'll remember the inbox, some of the stuff that you put in that podcast. Now, you coming out and turning all of a sudden deciding you don't basically believe in ghosts and all that shit. You post shit for attention. You post shit pretending to be somebody else. Oh, it's not me. Richard's this. Richard's that. Just give up, mate. See if you don't like paranormal world or ghosts or whatever. Fuck off and do something else.
Well,
Simple.
this is where I think you're talking stupid because
Of course you do, because it doesn't fit your narcissistic fucking narrative.
yeah. I mean, are you stupid, Stephen?
Are you?
No, I just wondered if you're stupid
Well,
with what you're saying. Because at
See,
the end of the day,
do you know what's stupid, mate? Do you want me to out some of the shit that you've did? There is somebody I don't particularly like this person. You did get her personal phone number and you hounded her for fucking weeks.
Well, there's no truth in that.
There isn't any truth. I saw the screenshots, mate. I have got everything. Not an issue to post it. You know what? I'm going to do, right? See how you're Mr. Ghost Challenger? I'll actually host a paranormal event, right?
Rubbish.
I will give you a postcode and you can come and smash my shit. Come ahead, right? Come and smash my shit, because you will. Honestly, I will embarrass you on Facebook.
Steve, calm down, because you're going to do your blood pressure.
Fucking do you? Fucking,
right.
You're an absolute fucking idiot of a man.
You're doing your blood pressure no good, so calm down. Okay, calm down. Take a chill.
You're a fucking idiot of a man, right? End of. And you always have been. People need to stop giving you oxygen because you're a fucking oxygen thief and you don't deserve it. And I'll say what a lot of people probably not have the balls to say to you, but I will. You're a fucking idiot. You hide behind that fucking fake illness.
I will have the balls
You
to
are
tell you,
a fucking idiot.
My friend, I don't give a rat's ass what you think, okay?
I'm not your friend.
Personally, I think you're a pillock. So goodbye.
Aye. You know what? Get used to it, right? Because you want the attention, you're going to get it. So you can run away and go, oh, I'm getting bullied. Oh, like this. Oh, Sarah, oh, fucking on. You know what? Grow the fuck up, right? Grow the fuck up, Richard. Nobody can be fucked with you. You're losing followers. You don't have any respect. People hate your fucking guts.
I would look in the mirror before you say grow up.
Mate, I don't need to fucking worry about it in the mirror. Your opinion means fuck all to me.
Well,
right, I've just got a set of balls to tell you you're a fucking knob.
Right, okay.
You're aptly named because you're a dick, and Case because you are a fucking nutcase. End of.
You're an idiot, aren't you? Complete idiot. I'm going to talk to pillocks like you. Goodbye. oh no, I must have hurt his feelings. That'll be the snowflake in you, Richard, will it?
dick.
No snowflake in me, my friend.
There is a snowflake in you, mate. There is a snowflake in you, right? Because somebody called you out in a post a year ago. I think you should remove this. Cool. So you can say what you want, but the minute somebody says anything about you,
Listen,
no, I am a victim.
Listen for a moment, okay? Yes, I did say that in the past, okay? That was a mistake, okay? The way forward now is to challenge and to say what we think and say what
Well, that's what I'm doing, but
far more interested. Far more interested. And, you know, all credit to you for doing that because, you know, that's what it should be. You know, there should be no pussyfooting around. It should be straight as you feel, straight as you think, okay?
Mate, you know me, I've never pussyfooted around anybody, especially in the paranormal. So
I know that.
People don't like it. You don't like it. I couldn't give a rat's fucking ass. Who likes what?
And
See, at the end of the day, there is no screaming and shouting. There is just fucking blatant truth. You are a prize prick of a man. That is the truth.
That's the way to be. So, you know, if you think I'm a prick, you think I'm a prick, I think you're a prick. So we both agree that we're pricks.
I'm not happy you think I'm a prick because I will agree. I'm a prick. I have not pretended I've been an angel ever in life. The difference is I won't go and cry about it and go, oh, poor me, oh no, everybody's against me. All this paranormal bullshit.
I certainly ain't getting the tissues out over this one, I'll tell you that.
Nah, you know what, mate, but see, here's a wee difference, right? You have went in the past and took people's details, private personal phone numbers. You have hounded them. You have phoned people's employers about stuff that they have been doing. Am I right or am I wrong? Because I can name the guy's name, because you know what, he's local to you. You phoned the guy's employer and you reported them. Did you know it?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Because that individual was breaking COVID guidelines and sending the paranormal at the top.
I don't think him doing a live feed in a graveyard was him breaking COVID guidelines. You contacted his employer and told him, and you know what?
There was a lot more than that, and you know it. You're just twisting the truth for your own agenda.
Wait, I am just barely saying what went into the inbox. Now, there is a woman, I do not fucking like the woman.
And aggression and la 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 la. That's your only way of communicating.
See, this is the prime example. This is what happens, right? Oh, see when you out this prick with something. This is the shit you get.
Okay. Can I just interject here? Stephen, don't go anywhere. Stephen, don't go anywhere. I want you to stay here because I feel you've got more to say and there's more to come. But I've got somebody that wants to come in and say something. So, Stephen, you don't mind hanging about, do you, for a little while?
No, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Hello.
Don't hi-lo me.
This really is an echo chamber, this show, isn't it? It really is an echo chamber.
Hey guys.
Let's all give each other kisses and wave to each other.
No.
An echo show.
Richard, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You've had your say. No, I'm having mine.
You're going to say, okay.
Right.
Say what you're going to say.
Right, we're going to be adults and we're going to talk. If you've got to treat me like a child, I'm going to treat you like a child.
You're better than me then, Louise.
Well, believe me, it's very hard.
Obviously, Steve wants to speak on your behalf. You know, either you're speaking or Steve's speaking. I don't know which one.
I'm speaking. I'm speaking, right? So let's just let me have my say, thanks, right? Richard Case screwed Richard Case. No one else screwed Richard Case in the paranormal. Richard Case done it to himself. You cost me my profile. No thanks to you, I can't wish my friend who died any anniversary messages, any happy birthday messages. I can't tag her in nothing. I've lost a lot of shit because of you. Don't lie.
Where is the evidence of this?
Don't
I do not
lie.
Where is the evidence?
I was on the Dark Mirror show on the Monday. Right. On the Tuesday, my profile was away. By the Wednesday, Thursday, you had my face screenshotted with the Dark Mirror boys.
Well,
I know what you're going to say about me, right? I'm a nothing. I'm a nobody. I might be a nothing and a nobody. But let me tell you, I don't need to pay $11.99 to be liked.
And it's
to be liked.
a complete farce. I don't recall doing that to you. And if I did put about the Simply Spooky at the time, it was because I probably took
I wasn't on
I-
Simply Spooky, you idiot. I
I
was on the
probably-
Dark Mirror show.
Well, I probably took what you said to heart at that time, and that was a weak moment in my life, and I regret that I did. You know, bring it on. You should be able to say and think what you do.
Yeah.
If you said and
And
think
do you know
what you do
what,
now,
Richard?
I wouldn't
do you know
block you
what,
or
my friend?
take you off. But what happened to your friend is completely none of my not my
No.
fault.
What? I'm not saying my friend was your fault. My profile's your fault.
Why
No,
is
my
that
friend.
fault?
My
Why is that my
profile.
fault?
Because
So
it
what
was
happened-
convenient. Right, listen to me, Richard.
What happened
Thank
to your
you.
profile?
Right, listen to me, right?
I really don't
I was
understand
on the
what we're
Dark
even
Mirror.
talking about.
I was in the Dark Mirror show on the Monday, right?
Yeah.
The Tuesday I wake up, my profile's vanished.
And
By
who told
Wednesday,
that?
Thursday, I'm screenshotted on
Well,
your profile.
I would probably contact Meta about that because I have no
Right.
control over people's Meta profiles or who's taken off Facebook.
No, but you're good enough at going report.
I probably did report at the time, and I probably had a damn good reason to report. Just like
Oh,
you would
did you?
report
I've got
me.
damn good reason. Richard, why? Because we had a laugh in the Dark Mirror show. I've created the.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, I've
You-
committed the worst crime to sin.
You,
But how
I think-
fucking
I-
dare you? How
I think-
dare you report my profile? How dare you get
you're
it shut
talking
down?
Stupid. You're talking stupid.
I-
Completely stupid.
Am I talking stupid? Am I talking
Yeah.
stupid?
Are you
Do
stupid?
you know what, Richard?
Are you
There's somebody
stupid?
in the paranormal, right? I had an argument with years ago, and I'm not the biggest person's fan, but they've got a point what they said about you. You're good enough at going on the keyboard when that wee bit of heat cranked up.
That's exactly what
Oh,
you
it's my
guys did
mental
on the
health.
last
It's my
Simply
mental health.
Spooky
I'm going
Network
away
thing.
for 3 months. I'm going away for 3 months. Oh, this is Sarah. Richard's in a bad place. I'm away for
Okay.
3 months. 24
Okay.
hours later, you're back on
Okay.
being at the big. La, 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 la.
Okay, if you let me finish, yes, there was a moment, but it had nothing to do with the Simply Spooky Network or Dark Mirror. I had other reasons that things got to me, and I did go away for 3 months. But that's the past.
No, you didn't. You're so
No, you
full of
did. You went away
shit.
for 3 weeks and then come back, posted shit, then disappeared for another 3 weeks. You weren't
And
away
what
for
shit?
3 fucking months.
And what shit did I post?
You posted about, right, without Stephen. Right, Stephen, please.
The intellect on this podcast is very low.
Right,
I mean,
please,
I need someone
please.
with a bit of intelligence on it.
Right, can I just say something here, guys? Right, so
What the
I've,
fucking hell then, you dick?
Can I
I've
just,
got-
can I just
Stephen.
interject there?
Yeah.
Richard, when you got a problem with anybody, why do you always try and undermine their level of intelligence? Why have you
Well,
always got to say something? Why have
I'm
you
just
always
stating
got
a fact.
Hang on, can I finish, please? Why have you always got to say they're stupid or they're idiots or they're what?
Because
why,
they
you
are.
know what? I'll tell you why. Because that cuts any intercourse. That cuts any dialogue
No.
between you and the person.
Yep.
So
It's
what you're
because
doing
they
by
are.
undermining them and calling them something.
Because they're
you're
talking
taking away. You've got no
stupid.
argument. You're trying to take away
You've
theirs.
just actually
Because they're
admitted that you
talking
reported my
absolute bollocks.
Is it absolute bollocks?
so-
Is it?
Yes.
can I just say
You're a
something?
fucking narcissist.
Can I just say
Dan.
something? Right, I've been given some questions. People have been messaging me and asked me to put the questions to Richard. They didn't want to come on here and talk to you directly, Richard.
Tell them they're welcome to if they want to.
I know.
More than
but
welcome.
They wanted. They didn't want.
Okay.
They're watching. They're watching. And I've said that I would pose their questions to you anonymously, if you don't mind, Richard.
That's fine.
Okay, some of them are quite raw questions, so be prepared. The first question by Anonymous wants to talk to you about stalking.
Well, they're
they-
obviously a coward if they're going to talk about something direct
Well,
like that.
Well, stalking, they're saying that you yourself, a police
Oh.
officer or a member of the police,
What
I
a
believe
load
you
of
was a special.
bollocks. What
You
a
was
load
Everything's
of
a load of
bollocks.
bollocks to you.
But you was a special. Lois, just hang on. So you was a special, but they want to talk about stalking. And
Yeah.
in that capacity, as somebody that worked for the police, what are your thoughts on stalking? And
I think
what can
stalking
you
is
take from it?
absolute. I think stalking is absolutely disgusting. I think anyone that does that, they need to be dealt with and dealt with severely.
Okay. So stalking and stalking on social media. Is there a difference between the two, or
No,
would you class it as the same?
Both the same, but it depends on your interpretation. You've got to. I mean, it depends on your interpretation of what was happening when it was stalking. If you give me an example, that might help.
Okay, I think it was a time when you said that you was ill and you was going through something, and things happened on social media. I think that's what was being referred to. I can't say because they're not here to say so, but I get what you're saying. But they wanted to bring the stalking thing up and make that quite clear. Another question that came up, and again, I'm just reading what was said. It says, we all agree that bullying in any form is sickening, but Richard, you have bullied the paranormal community and made threats
Rubbish.
and blame your mental health.
Rubbish.
You even went online pretending to be your wife
Rubbish.
to get yourself out of trouble. Do you
Rubbish.
not think you owe the paranormal community an apology? We have seen
Rubbish.
your decline in popularity
I
on
wasn't-
social media.
Rubbish, absolute rubbish. I mean, I think the troll actually comes from this show, but I haven't got evidence of that. But
Okay.
it's a bit of a shame. But I think it's one of the individuals that is on this show, or has been on this show. Bullying, bullying the paranormal, calling people, that's just general statements. It's not bullying. I forget the other part of the question, actually.
Yeah. What they said, do you not think that you owe them the paranormal community an apology?
No.
They're saying that they've seen your decline in popularity on social media, putting it mildly.
Oh, well, my followers have gone up, by the way, guys. My followers have raised.
Bullshit.
No, not bullshit, mate. Not bullshit, mate.
Bullshit.
That's what 1199 does.
Right.
So
So,
you're talking absolute rubbish, aren't you, James?
can I just continue with what they said?
Yeah.
They're saying they were saying that you will say that you're entitled to their opinion and they're entitled to theirs, and yes, you are entitled to your opinion. However, right, and this is, and I've got to read it as it is. This person does wonder how you were brought up, as manners and decorum have never been one of your priorities. Good luck in your endeavours, Mr. Case, but I think now is the time to retire. Too much damage has been done, and you should be ashamed of yourself by the way you talk to the fairer sex.
This is echo. This is an echo chamber. This is a complete and utter echo chamber.
Just reading.
But do you not look at the amount of people out there with an axe to grind and consider
There is a load of
that
people
amount
out there, my friend.
That amount of people.
There's a load
surely
of
I must
people
be the
out there,
problem.
my friend, who don't have a problem with me whatsoever.
Well,
Really?
answer this
You
one.
Right,
You
okay.
are probably the size of my little fingernail.
Answer
And that
this.
is-
What?
Right. Answer this,
Hang on a minute,
Russell.
hello. Sorry, what did you say, Richard?
I said the people that disagree with me on this show are probably about the size of my little fingernail.
Oh, please, guys, can I?
I think
Can I
the
go for
only
that?
one in an echo chamber, Richard, yourself, to be honest, because you're only hearing.
Well, I come
what
on this.
you're
I come
spouting.
on this show, and all I've heard is echo chamber.
Yeah, you know what?
Sorry, I've come on this show and I've heard your bullshit.
It's just been nasty, Richard. Everything I've
Yep.
ever heard about you, and even stuff that personally, it's just been nothing but negative and nasty.
The only people I care about are those that are very close to me as friends and my wife. That's the only people I care about, and it's only their opinion that counts. They know me. You don't know me.
Okay.
Richard, we know enough where you're constantly on that thing with insulting everybody. Now, I'm going to say this really calmly right now, because why argue with silly You can sit there and slag my intelligence. I don't care if you slag my intelligence, right? I don't care if I'm
Let me get
screenshotted on your page.
Lois. Let me get this right. I think it's Lois, isn't it? Let me get this right. I'm not insulting your general intelligence. I'm insulting when you say silly things. There's a difference.
You've actually admitted tonight on the live you reported my profile.
Well, I don't
and
recall.
I'm telling what?
I did not admit that. I said I don't recall doing that. I don't recall reporting your profile. I didn't really have a problem with you, full stop, so I don't see how that ever happened. I'm sure that...
Right, I've got one very adult question I would like to ask Richard. Right. So you've went total schizo, right, on social media since last July, right, with posts and aimed and digs. You know they're digs about people in the paranormal world. You know they're personal attacks. You're just not naming them. You've been very, very clever about the way you've done it. What is it you're actually hoping to achieve by going absolute windball on Facebook? See, for you to agree to be here on this show, what is in this? Because I know you, I have dealt with people like you my entire life. What is actually in this for you? What kick do you get out of insulting the paranormal world that you do not care about? So why do you continue to push fucking buttons and boundaries?
Are you going to let me speak?
Well, if you let me finish my question, you fucking idiot, then I would.
You're a prick, aren't you? You're a real prick. Look, at the end of the day, okay, it's general opinions I have. My Facebook, my page, there was a thing I put up by Peter Bexley that says, if you don't like the channel, this is what you do. You take the plug out and turn the TV off, or you turn over.
The difference is people post screenshots about the shit that you post everywhere. You can't get away with unliking your page.
Wow. What do they want?
It's fucking not. See, there's the thing, right? A week ago, I've just smashed some Ghost Hunters equipment. Yeah, mate, didn't happen. You know what?
Well,
you post
you're obviously more intelligent than I give you, because obviously you did get that I didn't smash somebody's K2 meter.
It's no, because if you intelligence insulting again.
Here's the thing, Richard. Right? I mean, I'm not naming the woman's second name, right? But yeah, it was actually somebody that I was friends with no longer, called Liz. She blocked you on Facebook, right? And somehow you managed to find her phone number and you contacted her through WhatsApp. We were all on a meeting, a video meeting, when you phoned her. We heard everything. You are, see when they're talking about stalking, it's you that people are talking about.
What is
you stalk people, you message their partners, you give them abuse, and you can't take it back because you didn't go,
I come on this show.
I'm going to disappear for 3 months.
I came on this show to talk about my recent posts, and all you can do is chuck things at me that I haven't got evidence to prove on here and use. That's why it's an echo chamber. I'm supposed to be on here talking about why I don't like the paranormal, why this, why that. It's very unprofessional.
I'm going to answer that question. You messaged me asking to come on and you want to be challenged. And I did explain to you that it would get
said,
people will come on and they will challenge you.
Yeah,
and this is the forum that we've allowed people to come on and do that. People, and I've had these little backwards and forwards with you before you came on the show to explain to you the situation, and you said you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And so that's why you're here. So Richard, I will apologise to you.
I don't see the relevance of me stalking so and so and this and that to what the show's about. You know, you called me on to talk about, or I came on to talk about, obviously what I've been posting, but you know, everyone's going off on a...
Yeah, you had posted. People have been, as I say, I've got questions galore here that I've not even read out to you. Not yet.
I've got one more before I go, if that's okay.
It might be a good idea to get those on before that Pillock keeps speaking all the time. I mean, go on then.
Right, well, you know what? This Pillock's about to ask you something, and I'm going to shut you up for this is going to be a good one, right? Do you see what an alleged haunted location? Do you respect boundaries in that place?
So I didn't understand that. Can you say?
Do you respect boundaries of alleged haunted locations?
Do I respect?
Do you respect an alleged haunted location? If they gave you boundaries and rules, would you abide by them?
Yes.
Right. What about Wormley Clock Tower? You went into a restricted area.
Yeah. I was not.
Care to explain that? Because you respect boundaries and you respect rules and people.
If I
Explain why
wanted
you went
to-
into a restricted area.
Well, if you let me talk, I'll talk. The individual that said all that has got an axe to grind anyway, and we all know, and so does many others know, that person has an axe to grind. So I could have. It doesn't matter what I did at that particular place, that person would have done it. Now, at the end of the day, we were not in any restricted area. We went in the area that we were supposed to go, and all we did was make a joke about kitten balls. There was nothing, it's far worse has happened in that place, and it was just blown out of proportion so that she could get us out of that location.
You'll probably find there's people that disagree with that, so
I want to just bring up about a charity organisation, Richard. I have a message here that says, charity organisations, do you think that it's okay to threaten the committee members or go after the chairman with emails, relentless emails, after being refused entry to hire the location for events?
This is a real echo chamber. You're coming up with things on
it's
here.
come up with that. That's coming in my questions.
Yeah, I'm
sent to me.
I'm sure that's come from that individual. The reason that I reported that place, or I was going to report that place, is because they had on their public profile a defamatory thing about us from that particular individual, and they wouldn't take it down, and that place refused to take it down. So I went and complained like anyone else does.
Yeah.
Well within my right.
Yeah. We wanted to give you that forum to, to respond to that, Richard. So thank you. No, thank you for that. I've got more questions. I don't know if you want to hear them, to be honest, Richard, but I want to get this one out there to you. It says, this person is saying, I want to know why you feel the need to attack members of family who don't even know you and threaten them. By all means, have your fallout with the paranormal. That's one thing. But when you attack family members and then blame your mental health, once retaliation is made, it's
complete
disgusting.
Rubbish. Unless you've got evidence or you can show it, that's complete rubbish.
They're saying even children were attacked. And how can you
is
live
this
with
Mr.
yourself?
Seedon? Is this Mr. Seedon? Because I mean, I didn't want to talk about that, but as we're going into that, I kindly sent Wayne and his family presents for his son, and I turned around and reminded him that, and then he said I was attacking his son. I wasn't attacking his son, and I would never do that. And then I think somebody's partner said something that was a bit stupid, and I said, you're talking rubbish, and that was me attacking him.
Okay. All right. I am going to bring up one more thing, and then I'll let you guys talk. It's the cat ball thing.
Yeah.
So I know you made a film, whether it was a spoof, whether you bent it or whatever, I don't know. It said, and this person says here, Richard, you have said that anyone who uses cat balls on investigation need their heads testing. We do not know anything and that we're all stupid. Do you know how these cat balls work compared to REM pods and other equipment? I remember seeing you at the cage in Essex using a K2. Do you know how that K2 actually works? And now would you yourself consider yourself to be stupid?
I know what it's supposed to do, and I did go through a period of doing the paranormal, and I did decide that it's a load of bullshit quite recently. And yes, those items, I know what they're for. I know that, you're looking for EMF. I know all that, but I don't think there's any evidence that ghosts give off EMF. I don't think there's any evidence that cat balls, that kittens go and move with their paws. And if they start flashing, I don't believe that's a ghost.
Do you believe in any equipment, Richard?
Personally, the question should be, do I believe that life goes on after death? And the answer there is no, I don't believe it does. So therefore, any equipment is a waste of time.
So what are you doing in the field then?
I'm not in the field.
Well, you've pissed off enough people in it to quantify you being in it or being a part of it.
Well, they piss themselves off. Their interpretation and their opinion.
But only on the back of what you say.
Well, if they want to let things get to them like that, that's their problem. That's their.
Yeah, but my question is, why are you making big, bold statements when you don't believe in it anyway?
Because
if I didn't believe in something, I would
because
just
I'm a
film the kid,
skeptic
wrap it
and a
up, and move on to
non-believer.
the next thing.
Because I'm a skeptic and a non-believer, and my job is to challenge and be a paranormal critic, and that's what I do.
Mate, the only thing you challenge is people's patience.
Says the pillar.
Again, reverting to personal giant.
Honestly, mate, I will give you a postcode, right? You can come to one of my paranormal events, right? I will give you the postcode. I will pay your travel. I will pay your accommodation. You can come and be the big man and let me see how actual clever you are. Not over a mic, not over a camera. Let me see how big and how clever the ghost challenger is.
You have been challenged.
The one,
Stephen, that spoiled it and started. If we go back and rewind, I think you're the individual that made the conversation go down the fanny or whatever you want to call it, down the toilet.
Okay, we have somebody else that wants to come on and challenge you, Richard.
Right, I'm a wee bit more calmer. Right, Stephen, stay silent, please, because I want to get out what's in my brain. Right. So, right, got to stay really calm. Right. Here's the thing, Richard. You claim to be a mental health. No, Richard, please let me speak. Please let me speak.
I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said something else. Sorry, love. Right. So you claim to be a mental health, advocate, whatever. Right. Here's the thing. When you're writing your statuses, and as I was trying to get to you, the heat cranks up. What you do is you use your mental health, right? I think that's wrong, right? Because there's people out there who suffer mental health, who don't use, say, do a shit ton and then use their mental health and then go back to gain more abuse. Can you see how that looks?
Lewis, I've got a thing called pure OCD. I've had it since I was a child. Okay, my mother was in Barrow Gurney Mental Hospital when I was a kid. I used to go and see her. She took an overdose. She committed suicide. I stopped by a young lad. I wasn't even in the police then, who took an overdose. So I do take mental health seriously. Now, I do not. When I have said in the past that I have things have got much, that has been genuine. That has been really happening. That has not been used to try and get me out of things. What I've done is I've allowed things like, say, tonight, where we're talking now, I've allowed people like Stephen or people like that and the argument we've had to get to me. Now, I'm not allowing that to get to me anymore because there's no point because, we are all adults. We've got a challenge and I've got to stop letting things like that get to me. So they no longer get to me. If you want to know something, and I don't want to go into this, and I did promise a friend of mine I wouldn't mention it, but I'm going to mention it, and I'm going to mention it quickly, and I don't want there to be any more comment on it. But my wife suffered a stroke the beginning of this year and almost died. And when that happened, I realised what life is all about. That made me realise that, me worrying about what people think or say about me is absolutely worthless. There's no point in it. All that matters to me is that the people around me are safe, the people I love are safe, and the same should apply for you and everyone else.
Well, Richard, here's the thing. You're sitting there giving it all this big la-di-da that you've had this epiphany about life means more, blah, blah, blah. See, if you really meant that for the bottom of your heart, you would get a buy. You would stop all this, You'd stop attacking all the small teams. Richard, please, no, come on. I'm not even finished, and you're trying to...
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish, Lewis. I respect you to a degree, so I'll let you finish.
Right. As I was saying, right, so this epiphany should say to you, you know what? I really should stop doing what I'm doing. But you're continuing, Richard. You're attacking small teams. You're attacking everybody. You're even heading towards, the like the people that are on the TV. You're attacking them as well. Richard, if you meant it for the bottom of your heart, woman to man, you would stop it. You would stop all your statuses. You would stop all your insults. You would stop everything. You would say to yourself, do you know what? I've had enough. I should just walk away and deal with my life. Go and deal with your life with Sarah. Go and do things together or whatever, right?
Can I answer that now?
You can
Okay.
answer it. Go.
Right. All those things are my opinions, and I'm entitled to my opinions. And if I think paranormal is shit, it's shit. It's general. Okay? If I criticise shows, they're out in the public, they're up for it. They should be up for criticism. They should be up for people saying they're shit, they're crap, they're rubbish. And, you know, it's just an opinion. You know, it's just an opinion. And I've got every right to express my opinion. Other people don't express their opinions because they're too afraid to express their opinions. But as you get older, you realise that it doesn't matter, and you may as well express your opinions.
Kerry
But there's a
Greenway,
special-
she's just
Sorry, love.
mentioned. Is there? I'm going to bring this up because it is quite poignant, and I have to put it to you, Richard. Is there no compassion or empathy or consideration for the impact that you may have on others in the way that you communicate?
There is nothing I say by an opinion that should have any, if it does impact somebody, that is their problem. Let's say that. You know, they need to turn the channel over, they need to switch off and move on. You know, it's an opinion. And if,
That's a two-way street.
oh yeah, well you would say that, wouldn't you? But that, you know, it's an opinion.
Well, you're
It's an
allowed to
opinion.
insult people's beliefs, but they're not allowed to insult yours. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
people,
Like I
what
said, mate,
people
two-way
do,
street.
excuse me, what are people doing tonight? I'm the skeptic. You're criticising me, and you've got every right to.
Challenging
And I'm
you like you asked for the result to do.
I've got every right to criticise something and say ghosts are a load of rubbish and it's a load of bollocks, and people that believe in it are probably stupid. Yeah.
Okay,
And you,
right. I got somebody else that wants to come on. I am going
right,
to.
I'll leave then and make room for this person.
See you later,
Um,
Lo.
see you later, guys. No problem.
So I have put the comments, the link in the comments again, and oh, this is, I didn't think they would go this way, but yeah. So Richard, I want to ask you: do you have any empathy for anyone that has been upset for what you might have said in the past? I know you said that.
Depends
You know.
what we're talking about. I mean, of course, I've got empathy for
Yeah.
things I've said in the past. We all make mistakes. We all say things we shouldn't in when we say direct things. I mean, if I've
Yeah.
said a direct thing personally, then I would kick myself for it. But at the moment, these are general statements. They're not
Yeah.
saying. I'm not saying Stephen is an idiot because he believes in ghosts. I'm saying ghost hunters are idiots because they believe in ghosts.
Okay, Stephen, Kev, Dan. Well, we welcome Kev.
Hi,
I'm going to
Kev.
let you talk
How you
to
doing?
Richard.
How you doing, Rich? All right?
All right, Kev?
Oh, fighting on slowly. You sound like you're having fun. Right, so I know obviously the situation. I'm coming from a completely skeptical point of view, and you know my work originally
Sure.
was trying to tear through the paranormal with,
Yeah.
you know, and I've come back after about 3 years just from having a kid, and I've sort of taken a different approach. So I'm in the community now, you know, I'm talking to these people.
Yeah.
What I think the struggle is with me, because obviously you've gone after a few friends and close friends of mine as well. You're going around the back, and you say this kind of thing of stepping away. You know, oh well, if you don't like it, don't listen to it then, kind of thing. But you don't do that to other people.
I didn't used to do that. I didn't used to in the past, and that's true. That's what I've already. I don't know if you heard it earlier on, Kevin, but they did go over this earlier on. I did allow things in the past to get to me, and I admit that I did. And now I realize you shouldn't do that because, you know, I mean, obviously certain things can be personal, and you know, when they're saying Richard, you're a knob, and Richard, you've done this, that's a bit more personal. But if you're saying all skeptics are a bunch of twats, then that's fine. Like I'm saying, ghost hunters are all mad, you know. So it's a general thing.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that in every way, because I used to write full blog posts basically calling everyone fucking idiots and all sorts of stuff, you know, and it's one of those things that I came into the paranormal as a skeptic, you know, with so much paranormal experience and knowledge
Sure.
that I sort of stepped in and was like, what the hell is this? But don't you think changing your method, in the sense of, if you know something better, if you know a better way to do things, to actually post about that, like I do, I post about different controls if you want to try and find
But that's
better
boring,
evidence.
Kevin. I mean, that's been done by so many people. I mean, that's the job of someone like yourself, which isn't boring, by the way. That's actually quite good. And Steve Parsons and people like that, and Kel Cooper, those people aren't boring, and that's their job to do that. They're the academics. They're the people I look up to. My job is, to kind of, I mean, one of the things that's come out of all of this is the way paranormal investigators almost look at what they do like a religion. And it makes me wonder, they're going in, they're taking things so much that I'm saying to heart that it proves that, they're going in with all their preconceived beliefs, when what they should be saying, okay, what's it matter what he thinks? I do this, and, if he thinks it's rubbish, that's fine. It's not going to affect me. It's not my problem. But they don't do that. A lot of them get kind of, as they have, quite upset and quite angry.
But I think the thing is, at the same time, you've got to look at your approach, and obviously you say about the echo chamber and the previous situations, because when it comes to the stalking accusations and comes to all those things, like, I've seen evidence of it. I've been shown different things.
Well, I'd like to see that evidence. I mean, it's very good. It's all well and good coming on here and making.
Oh no, and I haven't got access to it to show it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's so good. It's for anyone. I mean, I could come on here, Kevin, and I could say, you did this, you did that. But unless I can
100%,
put the evidence on here,
I'm not arguing that in the slightest.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is obviously with that, you almost put an element of fear into the paranormal world, where people have been contacted at their work, about it. People, are getting messages and getting bombarded. You'll go into trustees of charities, all of that.
This is all to do with. I think you're a member of it, and I forget the organisation.
Was a member, the UK Paranormal Society. So,
this is all to do.
Built it. I didn't. I'm not in it.
Yeah, this is all to do with the UK Paranormal Society. And as I say, it's to do with one individual who has a particular grudge against me, and I would take it like a pinch of salt if I was you.
Oh no, I fully appreciate that. What I'm saying is when you're contacting these people, when you're kind of trying to destroy someone's reputation.
All I'm doing is contacting them with an email like anyone else would. And there was a person that's actually listening to the show at this moment in time was CC'd in on that email, and they will agree with me. And we both emailed, as is our right, if we've got a problem and got a complaint. That's not stalking. That's just expressing yourself.
What I'm trying to explain about that is, it doesn't stead well. It puts everyone's pictures and forks up and all kinds. You'll end up with people at your door and banging on the door.
Those people would have been like that, even if I hadn't done that. They would have been. They were like that when I was in the field, and
I've been exactly in that position in the field. I've had death threats, all kinds of other things, because I disagree with methodologies and stuff. Usually from the US audience and things, but what you've got to think is what you're. I'm not really sure what your aim is in trying to achieve. I know that you're.
Well, I mean, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm getting a podcast together, which is going to come next year, because I'm getting a room done out as a studio, and when that happens, more will be revealed of what I'm actually trying to do, and there'll be people like yourself who I'd have on as a guest, and people like Kel Cooper and Steve Parsons, and as long as people can be challenged, then it'll be fine.
And I think it's all right to be challenged. Like that's kind of the fun of it, really. I like to be challenged in my beliefs, and I like those discussions, and I like, to see how other people tick and why. But what it seems to be in your case is that you're kind of like, you're challenging, but you're just sort of ad hominem as well. You're not just challenging a belief system. You're going for the person.
The only time I
don't get along with in the paranormal, but
the only
when we
time
meet
I get
and we talk.
Yeah, the only time I get personal is when they get personal.
don't allow it to. Once they get personal, just take the step back. You know, that's
Yeah, but
because-
when you're on a show like this and you got Steve Daly coming at you with what he's come at with you, it's a bit difficult
you
to
are going to
step
have a
back
lot
unless
of,
I get off the
people
show.
doing that. You know,
Yeah.
I know you're on with Steve at 11. You know, you're probably going to get exactly the same again. You know, it's one of those.
Probably
and-
am. I mean,
But-
Steve Parsons. I'm well aware that Steve Parsons is probably gonna, give me a good telling off, or one of them may do. I may be wrong, but we'll see. Or Steve Ronald Collick. I think he will. So it'd be interesting. Yeah.
No, but that's it. And I think what you got to understand, and I'm assuming you've had mental health issues as well. And you said about Puro, I'm Puro as well. You know, been in that situation. I take breaks every now and again because it really is a lot, in the paranormal. It's even a lot actually going on the investigations and things sometimes. But in this situation, I think you've got to realise that you've been in the wrong, and in the way you've come forward with it, you've probably been a bit too upfront and a bit too aggressive. And this is coming from me, who took great joy for about 3 years, just absolutely ripping an arsehole to anyone who was in front of me, But now I've sort of got to that point of realizing that most people believe that these things work because they've witnessed something that they don't fully understand. So you can have that two-way discussion about it. Why do you feel that cat balls, don't
Well, what I
work?
would say to that is I would probably, obviously there are things in the past and the way I've reacted in the past that I regret. That's true. Going on Facebook and saying, I think ghost hunters are stupid, or I think this is silly, then, obviously people are going to get bored of that after a while. So I'd probably just give up because people will just get bored. But I wouldn't stop doing stuff like that just because I'm worried what people are going to feel or think. No, I wouldn't do that.
I don't
Could
think
you
it comes
have
down
worded it?
to it.
Could you have worded it a different way, Richard? Do you think? Could you sort of just?
No, it wouldn't
made
have had
it
the same
sound-
impact. It wouldn't have had the same impact.
And it doesn't at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing with it. When I was doing Power Rationalize is no more. The beginning of Power Rationalize was all about kicking everyone's ass, and the second part was all about actually teaching everyone. And I've just gotten rid of it. It's a part of my history that, I can still show people different things and different techniques and methods and all that kind of stuff in the way they want to see them, not in academically written papers and God knows what else.
Yeah.
But
Can
it's
I just-
like I say,
I just want to put a
I think your
question.
best bet is to apologise. Just say, look, okay, I'm sorry for the previous, because I've been there. I've been to moments when I've really fucking ripped into people, and I've apologised for it. And I've said, look, I'm sorry, guys. Really bad situation I was in at the
I'll
time.
apologise when I think I've done something wrong. I mean, I apologise for things in the past when I was reacting to things, but not recently. I've got
No,
nothing.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
asking for the
Yeah.
recent. All I'm saying
Yeah.
is all these people who are behind you with forks and torches, and they want your head, is to genuinely apologise to them and say, look, I'm really sorry about all that. I still don't believe in what you believe in. I still think what you do is absolutely stupid. That's fine. That is your opinion. That's allowed. But I think trying to fight that opinion, if someone come up to me and said to believe in Jesus Christ, I'd laugh in the face and say, I'm sorry, but every bit of shred of evidence to me doesn't add up. So my opinion is it doesn't exist. And I'm entitled to that as well as everyone
Yeah.
else, But
Yeah,
I think to push my narrative as that is pushing on people's belief systems. Whereas
I don't think it is. I think when you're saying that, people are allowing it to be pushed on their belief system. They shouldn't do that. What they should do is they should go in to an investigation. I think there was it Andrew Green. I mean, you probably know Kev. I think it was Andrew Green that wrote a very good ghost hunting book, and he said all ghost hunters should go to haunted locations with the outlook of not looking for ghosts and actually thinking this has got nothing to do with the ghosts, it's got nothing to do with the haunting. But the problem is, preconceived beliefs, and it does get it becomes like extremism. Once you've got a belief, it can become people just take offence. I mean, I was brought up in a family in the Salvation Army, and they're all batty as hell. I found out I was the milkman's son, and they all disowned me and got rid of me. And that's nothing psychological that's made me do this, mind. Although some people say it is, and maybe there is some truth to that. But their beliefs were so blinded, so thingy, that the only way to get through to them probably was to do that. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is, I think ghost hunters are stupid. I think ghost hunters are silly. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. It's not. I'm not naming you. Just move
I
over.
think what's happened though over
I've
time
got
is
to
that's all
quickly
built.
interject.
Sorry,
Can
go
I
on.
quickly interject? I've got a message that's come through on the page, Richard, that I just want to quickly put to you because I am conscious of time and everything. But I've been told to ask you, why do you get obsessive with people, normally women, stalking, contacting organisations that they're connected with and threatening them is not a way a professional behaves? And
But
what
again,
if they
this
did the
is-
same to you? So I
Again-
just put it to you.
Yeah, again, I do not. I mean, my wife knows me better than anybody. I am not obsessive with women. I'm the kindest person there is with women. I've stopped women being attacked. I do it without even my special constable hat on. I used to do it. That is not true. But again, that individual saying this, and it's very difficult in this hour show to actually go in depth and analyze that. And he probably wouldn't do it in a show, because it's such a direct personal attack. That is a personal attack.
Well, I've said it. I've brought that message to you now, Richard. So I want to wrap this up, actually.
One more thing before I go.
Stephen talk. Yeah, Stephen?
Right, Richard. Once this is done, mate, I'm done. I'm not going to argue with you anymore. I'm not going to engage with you anymore.
Okay.
See on your page, right, I had a wee quick look. It does say that you are a mental health. You know what? You're big into mental health. You're an advocate for it, right?
I think, Steve, I took that down actually because I was concerned that people.
Right. Well,
because at the end
I've
of the day,
seen that it says mental health advocate, right? See, like a few days ago, you posted something about people needing psychiatric help.
Yeah.
So
I did.
That's advocatism there. And
when did I?
You know what?
What?
Bravo.
What was that? Where I said people need psychiatric help.
Hey, I've got the screenshot actually. I kind of posted your page saying you're a mental health advocate and that together and merged them. I did what you do, right? See when you contact places that you've been.
I'm trying to find that on Facebook, and without me, I can't go out this thing.
Well, what we'll do if you want, I mean, if I can send it to you, not a problem.
I want to see what context that was used in and why that was used, and then I will,
doesn't matter what context it's used in, mate. You're basically saying that people need to seek help for mental health by going to see a psychiatrist. See somebody that's got poor mental health, see turn around and saying you need to see a psychiatrist, that would throw them completely off.
Well,
so you claim to be this, you know what? You claim to be this mental health advocate. I just think you're talking shit, and I think the whole point of this tonight, you asking to come on here, you asking to go on another podcast, is attention seeking. And you know what? I mean, I want to know. The question is, I want to know what you're getting out of this.
I think you're stupid, as you know. I think it's best that you go your way.
It's the same old answer. Echo chamber. You are stupid. This is stupid. That's
I think you're
stupid.
I think you're stupid. I think I don't know where that context was. I'll have a look at that and see where it was. In what
you can't, mate, because you knew it was in the wrong fucking context and you removed it. You're a fucking knob. End of.
Exactly. I removed it, so it probably never was on there. You're talking rubbish. Okay, you're talking.
Right. Who wants? Can I post a screenshot in the chat? Because it's an absolute fucking cracker. Because he didn't remove it, but he did. You know, I mean, I can go and
do it.
Cool. I'll go and do it right now.
I want to see. Do it now. I want to see this thing and what context it was used in. And if I was wrong, then I will apologise.
Right. I'll need to go off this, and then I'll post it in the chat. As long as you can you post pictures in the chat?
I'm not sure. Try. I mean, if not, you can always post it to me, Stephen. You've got me on Facebook, have you?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Send it to me, and I'll send it. I'll
because I will shut this up, but it's a fucking belter. I've got loads of screenshots, right? Because I get screenshots of shit that this idiot posts every other day, and I laugh at it, and I think it's hilarious.
I forget the saying. Is it pot calling the kettle black? Yeah, that comes to mind.
I honestly, I don't comment about you because I think you're a prize fucking idiot. Right. So
pot calling the kettle black.
Guys, I've got some people in the waiting room. I've got some people in the waiting room to come in. So thank you to Mr. Kerr and to Stephen there for your input. So I've got Jane that wants to come on, Richard. So I'm just going to put Jane wants to put her questions to you. Welcome, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Hello, Jane. Hi, Jane.
Oh, she's got your mute on.
Can you take your mute off?
Mute.
Hello, Jane. Hello, Jane.
Right. Thanks for having me on. Richard, we've had words before. I think this needs to be done respectfully, and I do think that some of the people within your chat, Spooky Viv, have not give Richard a fair chance to talk. I don't care what they think of me. I think if you're going to have him on, they've got to have a fair chance to talk. To reply.
Thank you.
However, Richard, most of the points have been brought up within what Kev was talking as to why I wanted to come on. Now, you talk about yourself being not in the paranormal, yet you do paranormal. You come into paranormal and you look for paranormal. You call yourself a paranormal skeptic.
Yeah, I mean, I would, when you say, I mean, it depends your interpretation of the paranormal field, because I would say that I'm interested in why people believe in such things, and that will never change. So I am interested in the paranormal, but I wouldn't call myself in the field because I'm not an investigator. I don't do that anymore, and I don't get involved with that. So that's where I would say I've come out of the field, and I'm no longer in the field.
Okay, so stalking constitutes, I believe, within the British law, that anything over 2 unwanted communications or contacts is classed as stalking. We all know that you've done far more than that as an SPO, a special police constable. Surely you should be following the laws on what you perceive to give out.
Well, I don't know where you're getting that rubbish from, because I would have. I mean, did I contact you more than once?
Not myself, no, but people around me.
Well, that's Chinese whispers, isn't it? You know,
No,
unless
it's
you've
not
got
Chinese
evidence.
whispers. I've seen the evidence.
Oh, people tell me all sorts of things. I don't necessarily believe them. I take a person on what I find them. I mean, that's not evidence to me that I've stalked anyone. You know, to come on here and say something like you're a stalker or you've broken the law, that's quite a strong statement. And unless you can come on with proper evidence, you're talking rubbish.
I could, if the person would let me show emails and messages, even down to your statuses.
I think I know who that person is, and that person, as I said, it doesn't matter what happens, that person's got a grudge, and that person will use anything to get at me, and as she done on men, or as that person, I won't give it away then, as that person has done on many other people. But I don't want to get into who's this and who's that and naming. I wanted to come on and actually talk about why I challenge the ghosts and paranormal.
Yeah, I get that, but this also intertwines with what you're doing, because you're going to locations and calling them absolute crap without giving them fair chance. You visit a location. What? No, listen to me. You keep butting in over people. Now listen to me. You go to a location once, right? And then you claim it not to be haunted or total crap. How can you say that as a skeptic without going to repeat locations
because there isn't such a thing as life after death. It's impossible.
But how do you know that? How can you prove that it's not there? No more that I can prove that it's there.
Medical science, because if your brain's gone and your heart's gone, that's it. We're gone.
Well, that's not necessarily a fact, is it?
Well, why is that not a fact? That's medical science.
There's no proof, by the way.
Neuroscientists out there that argue to the contrary.
Go to Dr. Susan Blackmore and look up her studies.
You're quoting one doctor. There's lots of doctors out there.
Well, those doctors that you're talking about, they're talking about near death.
What, neurosurgeons, heart surgeons?
Yeah, and they're about 3 in a sea.
There's a load of them out there. There's a load of them out there. I've read enough white papers by enough surgeons.
You're talking about Sam Parnier and
no, I'm not talking about Sam Parnier. No, absolutely not.
Who are you talking about then?
I'm talking about Moody for one.
Oh, Raymond Moody, yeah.
Raymond Moody.
That's
just one. There's a guy.
It made a good book. It made him a good book. It made him a good.
But the thing is, as a skeptic, surely you must keep an open mind. You can't go into something. Right, this is it. This isn't true. It doesn't work. As a skeptic, when I go in as a skeptic, you can't get more of a skeptic than myself, right? Now, if somebody says to me, what's the situation with ghosts? I say, well, I can't tell you what a ghost is. I don't know what constitutes a ghost. The only thing I do know is there's something going on out there, whether it's paranormal, whether it's supernatural, I can't say. All I can say is there's something going on that I've been privy to. I've been in a situation with other people with me. We've all been privy to something, but I can't tell you what it is. But I don't tell them and say, it's all bollocks. And then go.
You're right. You're right. I mean, I'm not probably a skeptic. I'm a non-believer.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm a non-believer.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
So basically, I want to get back on track as to where I was. You claim to be a mental health advocate, which is something that I do. I am really haunted.
Can I quickly say, Jane, and I do mean this genuinely, I think I praised up your. I did praise up your.
You did,
site.
But I sent you a message after, and you told me to leave you alone.
Well, I think that would be but that was what we gone in the past, where people were falling out, and I don't know the context.
No, I wasn't falling out. I actually offered you help. What you were saying was wrong, but I offered you help, and you told me to leave you alone. That's beside the by. Right. Yeah. You talk about being a mental health advocate, yet you call people, and you do specifically point to certain people without saying their names rather cleverly, but you call them idiots and stupid. You say it's general opinion, yet in posts further up on your page or whatever, you'll put 2 or 3 different things pointing to a person, calling them stupid or whatever it is. Then you'll delete them. Why do that? If you stand by everything you say, why do you delete those posts?
I've not deleted a post for ages. All the posts
absolute shite. Absolute shite.
Look on my Facebook now, and if you go down the wall, you will see these people are idiots. These people are stupid. Nothing's been deleted.
I can't because you're such a pussy. You deleted me. To put it bluntly.
I think you're on my Facebook.
No, I'm not. You deleted me.
You should be on my Facebook. If you're not on my
Facebook,
not. Well, I'll let you go on my Facebook.
We need a long conversation because when people put stuff on Facebook you don't like, you start a hate campaign against them. And you did, and don't tell me you didn't. This is nothing to do with the person that you think it's to do with.
Stupid.
No, it's not. It's not. Now, I was stopped from contacting you about 2 or 3 years ago, if not longer, from a post that a friend of mine put up. Something innocent that her daughter did and something that she found. And you went absolutely banzai on her. Now, this is not the way to be within the paranormal, any community.
Rubbish. Echo chamber.
No, it's not an echo chamber. We used to take your head out of your ass and actually listen to someone.
Apart from Kevin that's come on. Look, at the end of the day, these are accusations. I could say this about you, Jane. I can say personal things that you did this to so-and-so. Without the evidence, without anything on here, it's all bollocks.
Listen, because I'm grown up and woman enough to admit when I'm wrong. And believe me, there's times that I've been wrong in my life. Right?
Well, I'm not.
But you won't do that, Richard. You won't do that, right?
Because I've got nothing to apologise about.
You do. And no one said you had to apologise. No one said you had to apologise. It's about admitting what you're doing. Because within the shut up. No, you be quiet. Within the paranormal, you need to take a more respectable step back or step forward. If you want to be integrated and listen to, because at the moment you're just being rude to everybody and it's not on. I speak for most of the paranormal community. I know there's people that are like you. I respect you for your opinions because I don't believe belief should be in the paranormal. We've got very similar opinions, okay? But you're not. The way you're doing it is you're actually attacking people.
Jane, I respected when you came on and said what you said, which I think was a respectful thing. As soon as you started saying that I've been attacking X, Y, and Z, that's when it all went down the garbage can as far as I'm concerned. As far as me upsetting people, it's a general statement, it's a general opinion. If they don't like it, they know where the controls are on the channel, they turn over or they don't listen to my posts. End of story.
Right. I agree there. Attacking is the wrong word. Disagreeing, hate campaign is the right word. Okay, attacking is something that you do in somebody in the street. So I apologise for that.
Why is it hate campaign? Why is it hate campaign saying? Why would it be a hate campaign saying that people that believe in ghosts are stupid. Why would that be a hate campaign?
It's not, because you follow through and you continue to cause issue for people, not just one person, but many people.
Done anything. Again, we're talking rubbish. You're making accusations that you cannot prove on here, that we can't go into, and all I'll say is it's rubbish. That's all I can say.
You know what? I wish if it was possible, if I knew we'd have been able to come on the show, that we could have had lots of emails, lots of stuff ready to post to you, because you know it's true, and so do half the people watching.
There was probably emails that I said at the time, which I probably had every right to say, because people
and
were
messages
saying and doing
and
things.
Facebook posts. Now, if that doesn't constitute a hate campaign, what does? When you're directing it at one person or a group of small people.
Very channel that did all that about me. People joking on there and implying that I'm gay, and so what if I'm gay? If I was gay, that's fine. But
It wasn't the channel, Richard.
On this channel,
it was the people on there.
It was.
We wouldn't have that on here.
It might have been a particular show, but it wasn't the channel itself.
We wouldn't have that on here.
It was the show.
Then when the books are tagged,
I'm telling you, not
you
this show.
don't like it.
We would not have that homophobia on here. We would not have that.
I can see the show. I can see it was on your show, Vivian. It was. He was joking about the fact that with me with a Chihuahua, maybe I'm gay and all that.
Oh, I know what that's about. Yeah, but that was an individual that came on the show. Yeah, no, I take that back. I apologise, Richard.
It all needs to be kept on the paranormal, not personal opinion. Now, when people do come to you, Richard, you don't like it. You say you've got mental health issues, which I'm not disagreeing that you don't, but you can't fall back on that every time when you put that amount of rudeness, hate, whatever you want to call it out, and when people come back to you and they're either trying to talk to you or whatever.
But Jane, I said earlier on in the program, I said I won't be doing that anymore. I won't be going back onto things. I won't let things get to me. I put a challenge out there. I've said that the paranormal's a load of rubbish. And if people come back on me, I'm not going to let them get to me anymore. I'm not going to let people get me down or anything like that.
Also, one of the things I do want,
because you say the paranormal's a load of rubbish. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to that.
Yeah, he is.
I think the problem starts when it becomes to get personal. Calling people idiots and morons, and
they're called idiots when they respond. If I'm having a conversation with Stephen as I was, and he says something stupid, then I will say it's stupid. It's just as he can swear and have a go at me back.
On your page, I've seen you call people idiots.
Yeah, I have, when they're talking stupid.
Not you're talking stupid. You've inferred that they're the idiot, not what they've said or what they.
When they've said something.
You can't just call people stupid.
Of course you can, and they can. What
you think it's fine to call people stupid?
Yeah,
100%. Do you not see that as a personal slight against someone?
If they take it personally, they should. Then they're commenting on something, and if they can't stand.
So people have got. So people, you've got a right to that opinion, then.
Yeah, it's my opinion.
So what about the opinion of somebody calling you gay because you had a little dog and what have you? You seem to be pretty upset with that.
Well, thinking
about. Yeah.
No. Thinking
blown up in your face, isn't it? Do you know what? The only echo chamber here
Dan,
is
you. Let me answer that one, will you? Okay. At the end of the day, no, that shouldn't bother people. But we obviously live in a climate where if somebody said you're gay in an argument, called me gay in an argument because they were angry, then that's a bit different. This was done in a whole group thing. And obviously that's a subject that we've all got to be careful of. If I turn around and said somebody...
Yeah, but you've personally called people idiots.
Yeah, but idiots a word, isn't it?
Of that?
But idiot's just a word. It's not anything.
Well, so's gay. You're calling everybody snowflakes, and I think you might be the biggest one, Richard.
I agree with you that it's just a word. But, at the end of the day...
It's hurtful, isn't it?
Well, so's calling people an idiot, Viv.
Yeah, listen, that comment was not right on any level. Whether it's just saying he's got a chihuahua and he's gay, it doesn't matter. Somebody's sexuality doesn't matter.
No, but you don't call people an idiot either, though, do you, Jane?
No, of course.
Absolutely.
If you're going to dish out, you've got to be able to dish it back.
I've got to go on another show, by the way. I'm not trying to get off this show, but I have got to go on.
That Richard sees everything from his own echo chamber. He says everybody else lives in an echo chamber.
Listen,
him.
we're all
Right,
sat
okay,
here now.
sorry, go
Can
on.
we not talk about the future?
Can I
Richard's just said that he's going to change.
Can I just say something here? Richard, Jane, Dan, I apologise, but we've got Dr. Cal Cooper
Hi, you Dr.
on
Cooper.
the show. I'm a big fan of his. I like his work, and I just like looking at him. sorry, Dr. Cal Cooper. But he's come on for a reason, and he wants to say something.
Shall we bring it back
fair
to
enough.
a debate on the topic of unusual experiences?
Yes.
Let's just talk about the topic of the paranormal rather than social media. I think social media's got a lot to answer for within interactions of the community of ghost hunters and people interested in the paranormal and folklore and so much else. It's really not the place to actually be conclusive about data and evidence. As you can see daily, it's not where it's discussed appropriately. But if we've got questions, let's challenge them and discuss them. So we'll bring up one from earlier. Richard said there's no evidence for life after death. Well, let's turn to what science knows. So he mentioned medical science. Medical science has developed a lot over time. One of the Nobel Prizes was based on the stethoscope because of wanting categorical evidence that people were actually dead when we assumed they were dead. And so things like that have developed over the time. We've got absolute niches, though, where we know that people have been excavated and they weren't actually dead when they were presumed to be. We've got people that have ended up in morgue fridges and they've had a sort of a near death to actual death experience as well. And they've talked about these experiences. They've come back with knowledgeable information that they shouldn't have had access to. And then you've just got to turn to psychical research and parapsychology history. And there's an absolute plethora of research that's in favor that maybe some trace of personality survived death because someone has received unique information that's unique only to that deceased individual. And then more recently, something that has created an absolute brilliant wealth of concise information is the Robert Bigelow Essay Prize, where there's 5 volumes of concise evidence for the best case for life after death in 25,000 words, where the top prize was $500,000, which went to Dr. Jeffrey Mishlove. Second prize to a cardiologist, Pim van Lommel, and then third prize went to Dr. Leo Rookaby as well. So Bigelow knew that evidence was out there, and it has been for a long time. And there's been crossovers to medical science and physics and anthropology and you name it. So if we've got genuine questions here to be asked, and if Richard wants to challenge what people are doing and data that's out there, then let's do it sensibly. Again, social media and all these back and forths, it's not the place to do it. What I've heard so far, and I've only come in the last 10 minutes to listen, it's a car crash.
Richard?
I agree, Kel. But I think, that is something where I will study the Bigelow papers that you sent me the link to. I still find it personally hard. I mean, I know you say beliefs have nothing to do with it and it's evidence, and that's something I never really thought about, and it was good of you to kind of wake me up to that, because I think we all think that. We think it is about beliefs, but it is about evidence, and it is about what we find. So I will study those Bigelow papers, but I still err on the side of, there are also, you've got these people that are coming forward with all this incredible evidence. I mean, you're obviously the academic and I'm not, and you obviously have more access to some of these things than I do, or maybe not. Maybe it's there in the public domain and I need to start reading more of it. But I do think that there's always arguments from other academics that go the other way. Dr. Susan Blackmore, for instance, her view on near-death experience, about the brain when the brain is dying. I mean, we could go on about this, and this should be something that we talk about, and that's what I hope to do when I get that podcast started. I don't think really we can talk about it now, because I have generally got to go on another show in a minute.
Oh yes,
with Steve
Richard.
Parsons and that, and I'm sure they're going to pick on that. But I do welcome that, and I do have a lot of respect. Has somebody got a duck quacking in the background, or is it me? Has anyone got a duck quacking? Or have you got ducks?
It's not you,
Is
is
it
it?
yours?
No, it's not
No.
me.
It's just feedback, I think.
I think.
Yeah, maybe I am getting.
Might be
someone
spirit
coming.
trying to get through.
Yeah, maybe I am
Richard,
getting.
before
ducks
you
coming
go,
through.
Bethan has come on, and I'm sure
Hello.
she's got something to say. Hello, Bethan.
Hi, Bethan.
Thank you for coming on.
Hello. I just wanted, you may have covered this because I've been dipping in and out of this because I've been trying to put kids to bed. But you say you don't like attack people personally. Just thinking of the comment made today about SteamYard and how people who use it it got quite vicious and not very nice. And there's someone I know.
Yeah,
there's someone I know who uses it and is quite. They've got an amazing podcast and amazing. They do really good work in the paranormal, and they they are very, 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 very unsure of themselves, and it doesn't take a lot to knock their confidence. So you say you're not being personal, but that's narrowing it down enough.
That is still a general comment. Are you okay there? Is she okay?
Bethan, are you still there?
She's all right. She got the.
Bethan, are you okay? Oh, sorry. We thought something happened.
Good grief! I thought you're all right there, Beth.
Frozen.
Yeah, she has frozen. I was concerned then. So
yeah, I was too, Richard.
Yeah.
Oh, no, frozen.
Do you want me to wait?
Well, while we're waiting for Beth to come back, let's go back. I mean, you mentioned other academics like Sue Blackmore. She's still very much involved with parapsychology. She's recently been an examiner for parapsychology-based PhDs. But you've got to remember, she left the field in about 1994, and it's made very clear in her autobiography, which is publicly accessible. So she mainly deals with consciousness studies. She's not up to date with parapsychology literature. You'd also know from her autobiography that she sort of had a massive sort of crisis of opinion on the topic for a lot of personal reasons as well. So she became very much aloof from the field. You wouldn't ask your plumber what your electrician's doing. Fields.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I personally feel, you wouldn't ask your plumber. That's a good one, Kel. If she's not had the experience.
It's true, though. I mean, at the same time, my students might ask me about something to do with, say, health psychology, which one of my colleagues might be lecturing in the next room. And my hands are up because I'm not involved in health psychology.
But there are lots of people that are. Dr. Chris French. I mean, there's something Dr. Chris French believes in, and he's not here to speak for himself, but he believes a lot. I think he's quite interested in is it PSI or that sort of subject. Telepathy and
so psi is the broad term just to generally mean any type of experience that would suggest.
So he tends to be more into that, but he doesn't actually believe in survival of us after death, does he?
Well, what he believes and what he studies are two different things. So
sorry.
Hang on, let me finish. Hang on. Let me finish. What he advocates at the Goldsmith University of London was anomalistic psychology. So it's a branch of psychology that looks at what are the known conventional psychological mechanisms that make things appear as though people have had an exceptional experience, when we can actually look at memory and certain aspects of perception that make things appear to be unusual. However, it doesn't discredit or completely knock on the head the idea of testing psychic claims. And so anomalistic psychology takes that on. Parapsychology accepts all of those factors, but wants to challenge the claim of psi or life after death. So Chris is in the same ballpark as we are.
Well, I think I've said to you as well. I said, I think I gave an example. I can't remember what the example was. It was something like if somebody told me there was fairies at the bottom of the garden, I would think you're mad. If I then saw the fairy, I'd probably think I'm hallucinating. If we both saw the fairy, I'd think that we're both hallucinating. If I then found out that it really was a fairy, then I would consider that I've been wrong right from the beginning. So yeah, there is always going to be that. I will study those Bigelow papers.
Sorry, Richard. Sorry, go
on. I will study those things, and I will look at those things. I'll stand by the fact at the moment I feel my opinion, which is obviously not academic, and that's not for me to say that because I've got to look at that other evidence. I'll look at that other evidence, and if I find there are things that maybe convince me or change my mind, then so be it.
Well, on my final point, I'll go after this because I think you should get Bethan back in because she unfairly froze out and went in. So I'll just add on. I was just adding on to the comments that I heard. So this goes back to a point that I made on your social media, Richard, when I was saying, look, if you want to take a stance and you want to be challenged, there's got to be parameters for what's being challenged in the first place. And so if you're just the guy from next door who has an opinion, there's no challenge there. I don't need to convince my neighbor of anything. But if you're saying you're in the seat of knowledge of something and you need something to break these parameters, if you show me X, Y, or Z, then there's something to be challenged. James Randi, even though he wasn't an academic, he was a magician and escapologist, he was offering money and also the knowledge of a conjurer to say, if I can do it and I think it's just a replication of what you're doing, I therefore don't think you've got a legitimate power that goes beyond conjuring. So break my rules and I'll give you the money. There was obviously a whole background to what James was doing. There's a lot more complex than what I've just explained, and it's all outlined in Wars. But it kind of sets a sort of a goal for people to work to. So you have to be in some sort of positional seat of knowledge in the first place to say, do this for me. I agree. This is the consequence of doing it as well. So that's my final word on.
I agree from you being an academic and the way you do things, and I find
not even that, not even academia, just all the knowledge, books and so forth. You join the SPR, you join ASAP, you join whatever, or you just buy books on Amazon. If you've got the knowledge of what's come before, then you know where we stand in present day. So anyone, whether they've gone the academic route or just a reader. Yeah. I'm leaving at that point. Bring Bethan back on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Cal. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Richard, I'm aware that I've got to let you go. I'll just give Beth a minute if she wants to come on, but people keep coming in.
Bill's on.
We'll get a quick one, Bill, because Richard's got to go. Sorry, Bill.
It's all right.
Hi, Bill.
All right.
Hi, Bill.
How you doing, Richard?
Okay.
So I wanted to just say one thing. All right, Richard knows I've posted onto stuff before. So the only thing I have to say is I have no problem with everybody's opinion. But we're getting feedback. I don't know where. But the problem is when he comes out and says something like he had the post about the K2 meter saying EMF is ridiculous and it's not anything real. There's a difference between amateurs and professionals in this field. We don't
100%.
I've been in this for 35 years. We don't use K2 meters and we don't use EMF just to communicate. We use it for baseline readings around the house. Because I've had cases where the cause was so much EMF, it was causing hallucinations on the people. So there's a difference between some of the stuff you say and some of the stuff that real investigators do, as opposed to, say, TV.
I think EMF. I'm all for the theory that people hallucinate when there's high EMF readings in a certain area. I think that's been looked upon in many of the fields, and I think that probably is more that's going on than the fact there's an actual ghost. I find it very hard to believe that ghosts give off any EMF because, for one thing, if there is anything, we don't know what they're made of, you know. So to say that, you know, ghosts affect EMF, I just don't buy that. But again, I still go back to the fact that I don't think life goes on after death. But I'm willing to read, you know, this the things that Cal has presented and have a look at it. And who knows, I may come back in a couple of years' time and say to you, boy, was I wrong? You know, there's something in this. But I think if anything, you know, when you're challenging, when you're saying ghosts are rubbish, this is rubbish, it gets people talking. It gets people looking at the subject. And boy, has it got people looking at the subject at the moment, you know, and boy, has it got people challenging me at the moment. And that's good, you know. But I really, sorry, did you have any more to say, Bill? I'll give you.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to bring that up. I just wanted to say,
Thank you.
there is a difference between on the field.
Thank you, Bill. We appreciate
Thank
that.
you, Bill. Thank you.
Can I just say, guys, I want to thank Richard because it couldn't have been easy tonight in any way, shape, or form. I want to thank you for allowing people to speak to you in whichever way that they have. I do appreciate that. I know we said from the start it was going to be rough, and boy, was it
We
rough.
certainly did. We certainly did, Vivian. We knew it would be rocky. Yeah.
But hats off to you. You've stayed the course. We've had the discussions, and I hope everybody can take something from it, and we can all move on now. And let's just do what.
And can I just say my regards to Eric, because I'm a fan of Eric. Eric may not be a fan of me, but I do like Eric a lot. So send my regards to Eric.
Eric, did you hear that? But no,
Eric has got very dry humour, like my father-in-law, and I can see it, and he does remind me of him many a time.
But no, once again, thank you, Richard.
Yeah, thank you, Richard.
I do appreciate and I appreciate your honesty as well. And just before you go, Bethan is back. Can we just quickly get Bethan? Can we add her quick?
Yeah,
please?
yeah. Bethany,
Bethan.
Hi. I forgot the question. You may need to do the question again.
I'm so sorry. My phone died, so I've had to very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had to very quickly charge my laptop. No, I was just going to say, I know you're not attacking people personally, but I think narrowing groups down enough by mentioning certain things, it really upsets some people, especially people who have perhaps not got a lot of self-confidence. And to put yourself out there is quite a scary thing. And people look up to people like you, Richard. You know, you've been in this for a long time. So it's just, I think it can be quite painful.
It's a very difficult one, Beth, because I know what you're saying, but at the same time, you know, an opinion isn't an opinion, and a channel on the TV is a channel on the TV. And people's interpretations, you really cannot do nothing about. Probably I should come with a watershed warning or something like that, you know, that if you are offended, please do not read my posts or easily offended. But, you know, saying that StreamYard is stupid and things, I mean, you know, do I seriously think that? That is the question, you know. Is it believable? You know, some StreamYard podcasts I think are rubbish, you know. But I mean, I do actually secretly watch this show sometimes, Vivian. So yeah, I do watch you, Dan, and all of you. So you know, I may well be there in the background watching. So you know, I get what you're saying, and I appreciate that. But I still believe that it's an opinion, a general opinion. If I said Joe down the road, StreamYard is crap, you know, and that poor Joe down the road, bless him, you know, had some sort of I don't know, was mentally challenged or something, then that would be pretty cruel of me to do that individually to that person. But when I'm doing it generally like that, I think it's pretty safe.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. We'll let you go.
Thank you,
Richard.
Bethan. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Bethan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Dan and I will be back next Tuesday, guys, on the Things Network. And I don't know what we're talking about. Here he is, there's our Eric.
It's Eric.
I don't know what we're talking about. Eric, what are we talking about next Tuesday on the Things Network?
Dogman.
Oh, yeah. Dogman.
Yep, Dogman. Dan the Dogman.
And next week we are back on Wednesday. No doubt we will have another guest. I'm just so... My head is just going like this. I can't think straight. But everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry it was what it was, but it's done now, so we are moving forward. Lo is on tomorrow with what's she doing? Her crime show tomorrow, and she'll be on at is it 8 o'clock I think tomorrow night, and here she is, and
I was sitting in the background like that. No, 9. 9 o'clock.
9 tomorrow.
Right, what are you talking about tomorrow? I know it's a good one
Right.
tomorrow.
Aye, tomorrow, my head's spinning round and round and round right now. Tomorrow, guys, I'm talking about Graham Young. I was meant to have Sharon Young,
Right,
but she's
Richard.
cancelled for the end of March. On
Thanks, Nicola.
Friday, Frighteners, we will, hey Nicola, we will be
Nicola.
talking about religion and paranormal, so it will be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. So, with that all being said, all right, Ben, we are going to end the show tonight. I'm going to go for a lay down in a darkened room. I don't know about
with
anybody
a damp
else.
sponge.
With a damp sponge.
Oh, Lord.
And some comfy pajamas. That's what I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, thanks very much, Sarah
I'm
Louise. I
going to get
feel a
Hazel
lot
to put me in a
better.
straight jacket while I bite on some wood.
I know what you're going to say.
And I think I'm going to put some vodka in my tea.
Wait until we're off. And then you can talk.
So, guys, take care of it. And once again, I want to thank everybody in the
Thanks,
chat
Russ.
for all your comments, your thoughts. Like Richard's entitled to his opinions and you're entitled to yours. We're only human at the end of the day. I don't endorse certain things. I'm not going to go on into that here. But I want you to know that we do appreciate you and your input. And we will see you next week. Take care, everyone.
Don't use the cut.
Bye.
Thanks, Beverly.
Bye.